Hey Aries, welcome to September 2019. I hope you guys are doing well. Let's get into your reading. We've got cards on the floor. I'm not going to pick those up, or I'm not going to put them out. Keep shuffling. Okay, so you have the Eight of Swords here. I'm going to do a Celtic cross. I've been doing the readings a little bit differently, but for you, something is saying Celtic cross, so let's just go with that. Eight of Swords, having a difficult time figuring out which direction you want to go in, what you're feeling, thinking. I'm going to turn this above light off just because, or the overhead, just because it's too much. Hopefully you guys can still see. Let me know if that's too, well, let me know. There's not much I can change about this. We're not doing this live. So, I think you can see that. Eight of Swords, confusion, conflict of the mind, creating storylines in regard to the situation that you're in. It's clouding your mind, clouding your thinking. Yeah, clouded emotions, not being certain of the direction and path that you're on. You could be dealing with a Cancer or a Pisces, but it's a lot here about communication that is not clear. It's having to put blind faith in somebody, yet we don't really know if that's something that we can honestly do with a positive outcome. It's like having to throw yourselves at the mercy of somebody else's judgment or direction, and that may be difficult here because you don't know what to believe, what to trust. Show me the root of the situation. So the Lovers in reverse, Gemini energy, the Lovers in reverse is essentially making a decision, choosing a path, choosing a person. Sometimes it's letting somebody go. Sometimes it's continuing on with somebody. I feel here, though, it's like possibly the desire to let somebody go, or a situation where it's come apart and now you have the opportunity to... You know, I don't feel it's the opportunity to come together with somebody. I feel that this is more the opportunity to step away from somebody. It's too clouded here. It's too uncomfortable here, Aries. I don't feel like you are able to trust. It's not even trusting the person. It's like trusting your own judgment in this situation. If you're in something where you feel totally anxious and out of balance, and just even thinking about it causes you incredible anxiety, I would highly suggest not entertaining the idea of trying to nurture or sustain that type of situation. You know, those types of situations are not healthy. They provide you with an energy of, I need to leave, but they're not something that's necessarily there for longevity. Show me the recent past or the past for Aries. Show me what's gone on here. What's going on here for Aries? Okay, you got two cards. So you have the Ten of Wands here. Ten of Wands is an energy where we're tired, we're exhausted by either thinking about the things that we've been thinking about, dealing with them. This may have been a very long situation, arduous situation that you've been in, trying to let go of. You've got the Seven of Wands here in reverse. Upright, I spoke of high levels of anxiety. This is exactly that, high levels of anxiety, needing to be, or having to be in conflict with people. Here, it's letting it go. Here, it's letting it go. This is giving up on a situation. You know, somebody may have let go of you, given up on you, and it caused you a fair amount of pain in regard to how you feel. Somebody also, it may have been the catalyst for you to actually move towards yourself, which sounds weird, but when we are faced with these problems, we have to look within. You know, you can't get something from somebody who's not willing to give it. Like, what's the point in that? Here, it feels like you're letting go of these burdens. You're letting go of this, or somebody lets you go and you've held this for long enough. It's like you've held on to this and you've held on to this and you've held on to this. And now it's like you've had to let it go. But we're still having a hard time letting it go. All right, Aries, show me more for Aries. What's the current energy? Ay vey. Okay. Well, let's just pull them out. You have the Seven of Pentacles, the Queen of Cups, the Queen of Wands, the Ace of Swords. So this may be you dealing with, again, we have this Pisces energy here. We've got Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio here. This also denotes heavily for me Cancer. I know it's a Pisces card, but Cancer for me very heavily. This is a Cancerian Queen. You may be dealing with somebody, a water sign that you've... You guys get the fucking Queen of Cups every reading. What's up with this? I don't think that it's for every single Aries, but somebody's dealing with the Queen of Cups. Oftentimes the Queen of Cups in a positive light is somebody who is very nurturing, giving. They want to heal situations. They're very loving. They're overly compensating, sometimes to a fault. I'm not feeling that here. I'm feeling here where we are looking in on a situation. This is the present. We're looking in on a situation with somebody and evaluating if we want to give any more, or if we, it doesn't necessarily even mean you have to give more to them. It's your energetic time. Sometimes it's enough to let it go. You know, do I keep feeling? Do I keep worrying? Do I keep creating these mental blockages where I'm just stuck in this energy and I have a hard time letting go, you know? Is that something that you want to do, or is this something where you can pull yourself up from the bootstraps and move forward? The Queen of Wands is you guys, but it's also an energy where you see things for how they are. You see life on life's terms, and you maneuver with those terms. You accept things and you go forward. It's being your own advocate. It's somebody who really relies on their own intuition in regard to how they want to get out of situations or deal with situations, you know. And through that, though, also there can be an energy here where we're with the Queen of Cups, where we are needing to have compassion for ourselves, needing to get out of this mental stuck energy in regard to this painful situation where we've either been let go of, or the situation was just so harsh that it just left us completely emotionally annihilated. That's what I feel. I feel emotionally stuck. I feel emotionally stuck. With that comes the Ace of Swords. So the Ace of Swords is an energy where we are very clear in our thinking. We know the direction we want to go in. We don't mince words. We also... in this particular card, which I like, we don't lie to ourselves. We don't keep the blindfold on, yet we need to stand on this truth. We need to be very obvious about the truth that we accept and understand. Don't blind yourself. This is all about blinding yourself and your situation. Show me the future energy for Aries. Show me the future energy for Aries. Okay, so you have two cards. So you have the Sun, first of all, could be dealing with a Leo energy. I feel it's more of an awakening. And then you have the Temperance card, Sagittarian energy, fire, fire, fire. The Sun and Temperance, I don't think you're going to be moving on with anybody. To be quite honest with you, this whole reading honestly feels like somebody who's personally dealing with pain and heartbreak in regard to somebody. It feels like whomever this is for has been so in their head about being dumped, about being let go of, discarded, that it's now time to essentially take compassion, apply and give compassion to yourself and move forward in life. But I feel like there's still confusion. There's still confusion in regard to how to do that. And all I can say is that it takes time, it takes effort, it takes the willingness to pull yourself out of a situation and create new things, new chapters, new adventures, new experiences, sometimes distracting yourself. Okay, I'm getting this I'm getting this picture here of okay, I'll show you. Okay, so when people are trying to stop smoking here, they'll put a rubber band and they'll snap themselves. They'll, you know, it's because it shocks them for a minute. it shocks them for a minute. It like gets their head back out of whatever they were thinking. I almost feel like that's the kind of energy that we might need to be moving in upon or putting in our lives, like where we have to like rip ourselves out of this situation or this like mental loop of pain, just because it's not something that's going to help you heal. You're at the point now where whomever this is for, you're at the point where you're seeking healing, you're needing to heal. Some of you may be needing to speak with people who do you feel in your life is brave? That's kind of what I'm feeling. Who do you feel in your life is brave? Who do you feel that you can talk to? Who do you feel that you can be utterly honest with without having to second guess their thoughts or their judgments or anything? Like, who can you speak with in your life that is like that for you? And if you don't have anybody like that in your life, like, it may be good to seek a therapist or a counselor. The Queen of Cups is very, very, she also denotes an energy of counselor, therapist, psychologist type of energy. Somebody who you can just speak your mind freely with. It helps to let this go. There's an evaluation period here that needs to essentially start to move. I think you have gotten out of this, or you're getting out of this hump of pain, that deep blow, but now it's moving forward towards actually the next steps, like addressing things, being honest with yourself. Sometimes we don't get picked. Sometimes we are left by people. Sometimes they utterly trash us and disregard us. And, when they do that, it's more indicative of who they are as people. Like, why are we holding on to that? Why are we wanting to have connection with that type of personality? Like, if that's the way that they treat you, maybe it points to where we need to look at ourselves and try and nurture and be more compassionate towards ourselves and how we feel about us, what our value is, our worth. Why would we want to be going towards or pining after somebody that's totally discarded you, All right. With the Sun and the Temperance card, we have an energy of like aha moments, understanding your new self, understanding what it takes to balance yourself out. This is all about balance. It's about re-engaging in life. It's about bringing forward that fine line of what do I incorporate into my life to make things better? How do I make myself better? It's a card of healing and understanding what you need. All right, so where are you internally? Where are you on the internal, or what's in your thoughts? Okay, so this is funny because this is the second time I started your reading. The first time I had to turn it off and go answer the door, and because this doesn't, I can't just pause it and start over again. It'll just start a completely new video. So luckily it was the first 3 cards out, and guess what? They're back. You have the High Priestess, you have the Empress, and you have the Fool here. Okay, so this is the energy that you are in, your own personal energy. This is essentially coming out of stagnation here with the High Priestess. It's being honest with ourselves, letting the light in, shedding light on what has been hidden within us. The Empress is an energy where in reverse, it's an energy that is it's a frustrating place to be. It's a place of giving up on ourselves, not feeling like we can go on, not feeling like we're stable enough, not feeling like we're valuable enough or worthy enough to, just even get the next place and get to the next spot in our life. But I assure you, you are. I assure you, you are. You have the Fool here. And what's interesting about this Fool is that it is a new beginning. And the Fool happens when we experience things. It's somebody who has a better, more well-rounded experience because they look at what they've just gone through and they come up from that. It's a comeuppance card. It's moving forward towards new things. It's feeling like you can step into a new direction. But here, I feel here too, because we're out of balance, It's this emotional turmoil, this not feeling like we are ourselves, or whomever this is for does not feel like they are themselves, or maybe they don't know how to be this type of Empress energy where we are abundant and just pouring out life and love and exuberance, and people bask in our rays and our excellence, and like we are somebody who's quite nurturing and loving, like that abundant mother energy. Here it's turned upside down. It's tapped out. How can you have a new beginning when that energy is tapped out? This new beginning, it's coming together, but there's no foundation. So what I'm feeling is that it's important to find that foundation. It's important to communicate with people who you can trust. Spiritual advisors, emotional advisors. Who can you trust? Who can you tell your secrets to? How can you start to feel better about yourself? Nurture yourself. What's coming towards Aries? So you have the Seven of Swords here. So some of you may be having this person still in your life. I don't know if this person is currently in your life. What I'm feeling is that you need to let this go. And there's an energy here where we're like pulled back to something. I'm going to clarify some things in a little bit. You may be dealing with a Gemini who's not honest. It could be anybody who's not honest. It doesn't just have to be a Gemini. But here, what's coming towards you is the Seven of Swords. So the Seven of Swords is a card where we are dealing with somebody who's kind of ruthless. They are neglectful. They are deceptive. They cheat. They lie. They can be thieves. They steal. There's somebody who is not trustworthy. But in this card, they're about to get caught. They're about to step into the news. So in a way, even what I feel with this is even more so indicative of you just stepping away from this. If somebody is back because they feel like they can, I feel like this is a power play. Like if somebody comes back to you and they're like wanting to continue with you, it feels more like a power play than anything. It doesn't feel genuine. You have deception here. And you have yourself in your head, not knowing how to deal with this. Show me hopes, fears, concerns for Aries. So, fears, concerns, worries, we have the Page of Pentacles here. And the Two of Cups at the bottom of the deck. Some of you guys are heartbroken. You're torn about this situation. This hit whomever this is, they were hit emotionally very, very hard, and it's been very hard to let this go. And the potential of, it's either you're holding on to this person, the memory of this person, or this person actually comes back after you've tried to let this go so many times. That's what I feel. It's like you've taken the time to deal with what you're dealing with. You've taken the time to try and heal yourself, deal with your own crazy situation with this, how you've been left, how you've felt about this. You're trying to heal. You may have already had conversations and communication with people who you can trust. And then this person maybe shows up and they're offering something, but it's like, I feel here that this is more so an energy where you're afraid that you might offer them something again. That's what I feel, because you do have a connection here that it feels like was very, very strong. And I want to talk about connections. I am not going to even venture into twin flame land because I fucking can't stand that. And those of you that are all twin flame aflutter, well, you can be that. That's fine. I don't subscribe to the twin flame movement. I don't subscribe to, two souls being torn apart or one soul being torn apart and put into two different bodies. And you know what? If somebody wants to be in your life, they will be in your life. We chase people because we have neglect issues. We chase people because we don't feel worthy enough. We chase people because we need to, so that we can learn our value, so so that when somebody denies us and shuts us off and tells us that we're totally fucking bonkers and crazy and our approach is immature, we need to hear those things because it helps us grow. It shines light on where we're wounded. If anything, the twin flame movement, that's what I'll believe in. I don't believe that you guys are going to come back into union and it's all going to be bliss and rose petals and jelly beans. Like, what the fuck? Like, really? And for the readers out there that like perpetuate the twin flame like journey, I'm sorry, but I have... Some of them have really good insight into a lot of other things, but that just kind of, it leaves... Anyways, I'm going to shut up. Let's continue on. You already know how I feel about twin flames now, don't you? Outcome. 5 of Wands in reverse with the 8 of Wands at the bottom of the deck. So, with the 8 of Wands at the bottom of the deck, we have communication, we have movement. I feel that this is communication here. And again, I feel this energy where we now are standing up on our own. I feel that it may be very difficult in regard to not wanting to give back to this. That's what I feel. I feel an internal pull to give back to this. And we're squelching that. We're shutting it down. The 5 of Wands talks about letting go of conflict. It talks about not being in situations with others where information is being volleyed at you. You know, you're not subject to somebody and their desire and need to be number one or most heard or, you know, my way or the highway type of bullshit. Like, you're no longer subject to that. And how does that become? It becomes when you take yourself out of this type of situation, when you have understandings that this isn't healthy for me, when I'm so entrenched and stuck in a situation because tarot readers are telling me that this twin flame is coming back, you know, and maybe they do come back, or maybe this person comes back, but it reignites this cycle. And it's time to it's dousing the cycle, douse the cycle. Like, that's what I feel like. You have to douse the cycle here. So I'm going to pull some clarifiers here. Un momentito. Yeah, okay. So first of all, I lifted this deck and that flew out like that. So we have the Knight of Swords here in reverse. I do want to mention first off, the Knight of Swords in reverse is somebody who is a liar. They do not regard your feelings. They come in when they want to and they explode at you, or they cause an incredible amount of mental strain and trauma in a situation. They're not necessarily honest. It's not a good card. So let's go ahead and clarify some things here for Aries. Show me this communication. What's up with this communication? Show me the communication. So the communication, you have the Queen of Pentacles. So this may be an earth sign that you might be hearing from. Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus. You know what? I feel also too in regard to this, if you let this go successfully, you're going to be putting yourself into the position for experiencing something that has, it's healing. First of all, it's healing, but then it's dealing with situations where you can actually start to build things. And it doesn't necessarily mean with a person, like build on your own first, build your own situation first, heal your life. You know, work on your life, your home, your finances. Sometimes we don't recognize that the situations that we like, our current surroundings, like if you are living in a pile of dirt and you're super depressed and your dishes haven't been washed and there's like, you know, grossness and fuzz growing in your kitchen, like take care of that. Those are baby steps. You know, all of the things that I just talked about, like growth and fuzz in the kitchen and dirty house and whatever, that's this Empress energy in reverse. This is somebody who's kind of given up on themselves, their surroundings, their home. Here, we have to move forward towards ourselves. We have to engage with what nurtures us. We have to engage with what makes us feel better. Who makes us feel better? Who can we talk to that eases our heart? Blammo. right on the Empress. The Empress, clarifying the Empress. This is where we need to go. This is the energy that we need to experience here. Good. Underneath the deck, you have the Five of Wands. So upright, it's upright here. It's in reverse over here. This is a conflict in regard to getting to this, in regard to healing yourself. This reading, again, you know, yes, you may be dealing with somebody from your past. You may be dealing with somebody that's coming back to communicate something to you. You may be, you know, somebody ghosted you and now they want to communicate something here. But whatever the situation may be, I feel that there is a very personal, integral situation where you need to look at how you've been affected by this. You need to look at how you choose to continue to be affected by this should you maintain this situation with this person. It seems to be as simple as that. And that doesn't seem simple at all. It's a lot of looking. It's a lot of going down your own rabbit hole and figuring out what the fuck, how do I heal from this? How do I maintain myself? Where do I change? What do I change? Looking at your value, your self-worth, what you've been shown in this situation. Show me the Moon. Yeah, so for the Moon, you have the Five of Cups here. At the bottom of the deck, you have the Three of Swords. This is a situation here where you're having a fair, or somebody here, I feel this is you. You know, if this doesn't resonate, it's not for you, clearly. Whomever this is for, your heart is very, very painful. You have a lot of regret here. It's mourning. It's like this cycle of mourning. It's like this constant ongoing mourning that is keeping you emotionally entrenched in these problematic situations within yourself. It's a very personal reading. Whomever this is for is very hurt here, and they need to be able to be honest about their feelings and how they are. I don't feel that this is somebody who hurt you and now they're coming back to profess their love and they're so regretful. Sure, they may be regretful if you do have somebody coming back, but I feel that this is more so a reflection on you and what you're going through inside. Show me the Lovers in reverse. So you have the Nine of Pentacles in reverse for the Lovers in reverse, and you have the Six of Cups in reverse for the Lovers in reverse, and the Eight of Cups at the bottom of the deck. So this is essentially somebody who left you, or you left somebody. It's somebody who left you to go back to somebody who they were with, and it devastated you. They went back to somebody who they were with before, somebody they had a connection with, and they left you here, and it broke your heart. Which is totally legit. Like, you, how could that not? How could you love somebody and like have them just up and leave? Like, that's totally shitty. But again, I keep feeling this energy, like where somebody is, like your energy is like annihilated. Like it's like you've gone through like a death, a bereavement here. And you need to pull yourself back together. It's time to let go of that burden. Show me the Queen of Cups. Page of Cups in reverse, Two of Swords. Yeah, so you was with the Eight of Cups, or the Eight of Swords, I'm sorry. So for the Queen of Cups, you have essentially, this is needing to heal from a situation where you have not gotten clarity. You're dealing with somebody who's emotionally immature. You know, the lines of communication are probably now open, but I think it's important to have more compassion with yourself in this situation, in this communication, versus anything else. Sometimes we don't get the type of clarity or, what is it called? Closure that we want. Sometimes it's because the person that we're dealing with is emotionally immature. Sometimes we're dealing with somebody who is, what do they call that? Chemically imbalanced. Sometimes it's somebody who's depressed. I feel here though that the Queen of Cups, this energy, this talks about depression as well. I feel that this is where you're at and you're needing to shine compassion and show yourself compassion here. I don't like the energy where this has left you. It's a very like destitute energy. Show me the Queen of Wands here for Aries. So you have the Ten of Pentacles here for the Queen of Wands, with the Four of Swords at the bottom of the deck. That's the energy that you need to be paying attention to. The Ten of Pentacles, you know, again, connection with family, people who you can communicate with freely, openly, people who are on your side, people who you feel whole around. Is this a family member, somebody that you can trust? Grandmother, mother, brother, sister, somebody who loves you, somebody who is very connected with you, somebody that you have a long-standing history with. And what that also propels you to do when you're able to get yourself out of this situation is when you start to move in the direction that you're going in life, when you start to heal and value yourself. The Four of Swords here at the bottom of the deck, a lot of healing. Taking yourself away from this situation, creating boundaries and borders, not allowing things in where they don't make sense anymore because they hurt you. You give yourself the opportunity to move towards something that has longevity. This doesn't have longevity here. This is a situation where it's like you have to heal yourself intensively. Like it's intensive care. That's what it feels like. It's like coming out of this black hole where we seek intensive care. Show me the Ace of Swords. So for the Ace of Swords, you have the Six of Pentacles in reverse. Six of Pentacles in reverse is being out of balance. It's not trusting a situation, not being able to give freely to something because you don't know really what you're giving to. And that's honesty here. Sometimes we have the desire to want to give to something in hopes for the best, yet what we've been shown is not the best. But we still have hope. We can change them. We can change them. You can't change anybody. Change yourself. Especially when something has been presented to you more than once, twice, 3 times. Show me the Seven of Swords here for Aries. Yeah, you have the Chariot. Thank you. At the bottom of the deck for that, you have the Ten of Wands. The Ten of Wands is here. We're letting it go. You have to let it go. I think it gives you the clarity here. If this person reaches back out to you again, or you're in contact with the person, the decision to remove yourself and heal yourself from here moves you into a situation, moves you into direction in your life that is absolutely worthwhile, healthy. It's a healthy decision. It's a healthy movement. It's moving away from things that are no longer acceptable in your life. And who moved you? You did. That, I feel, is like the whole crux of this reading. Like somebody here needs to stand up, get back in touch with their heart and their own personal power, and move forward. Show me the Five of Wands in reverse as the outcome. Show me the Five of Wands in reverse as the outcome. Yeah, Two of Wands. Two of Wands here. Okay. Two of Wands is direction, seeking new paths, seeking new awarenesses and experiences. It's creating new avenues in your life with the heart of adventure. You know, it's accepting what is unseen and new before you and putting that effort out there towards something that you know you want, and you set the path, you set the direction, and you go with it. It's getting out of this conflict here. It's highlighting getting out of this conflict with the Five of Wands in reverse and moving towards something that is worthwhile. What's worthwhile? The beginnings of a new life, a new way of being and seeing your life, how you experience things. What do you desire? What do you desire? You now have the opportunity to write the script according to your heart's true desires. Once you clearly decide upon your true desire and know you're ready and deserving of them, they'll rush into your life as if by magic. Exactly what I just said. So, yeah. Let this go. Trust yourself. Allow yourself to heal and move forward. Whomever this is for, this has been a very, very dark, dark place that you've been in, and you need to come out of it. All right, show me for Aries. Okay, you have something on the floor. You have 2 cards. So you have Coral Snake and Weeping Willow. Okay. Coral Snake, warning, avoidance. Red and black, friend of Jack. Red and yellow, kills a fellow. The bright colors of the coral snake indicate danger. It is one of the most venomous snakes found in North America. The coral snake teaches us that sometimes confrontations are unnecessary and some should be outright avoided. When it comes to bad outcomes, an ounce of prevention is better than a cure. Do not ignore clear warning signs. They exist for a reason. I want you to also, I was debating reading this. I'm going to read it. This is at the bottom of the deck for the angel cards. Notice the signs. Yes, the signs you have been receiving are heaven sent. We drop feathers, coins, and other signs upon your path to remind you that you're loved and never alone. Now, aside from feathers and coins and knickknacks, what I'm feeling is pay attention to the signs of this person, pay attention to how you feel in this situation, pay attention to the signs of danger. This doesn't feel like it's healthy here to maintain this situation. What is it? Red and black, friend of Jack. Red and yellow, kills a fellow. This is not healthy here. This energy is snake energy. Snakes slither. Snakes are on the ground. Snakes, well, in religious iconography, they are the devil. So, negative energy, essentially. Forked tongue, lies, deception, people who are dishonest. So, Weeping Willow. Weeping Willow. Sorrow, grief, flexibility. The willow tree was considered a symbol of grief and mourning in 16th and 17th century Europe. Chinese folklore associates them with ghosts due to their shape, and it is considered unlucky to have one in your yard. It is also a flexible tree, able to bend very far without snapping. This teaches us to bend with the universe and with what life throws at you rather than fighting. Acceptance, allowance, moving towards things that are you're afraid to move towards because you don't know what their outcome is going to be, but it's sure of a hell of a lot better than staying in this stagnancy. This isn't healthy here, you guys. Whomever this reading is for, it's been a long road out of this, and I think you're just coming out of this. You have a lot to do, but you're coming out of it. Communicate to people that you can trust. It's important for you to be able to open your heart again, not just in a romantic capacity. That I feel is going to take a while for somebody. You're going to have to learn how to retrust people and situations and your own judgment. But communicate with people that you can trust. And if you don't have anybody like that in your life, seek out a therapist or a counselor, somebody who is anonymous and neutral. All right, Aries, whomever this was for, I hope you're able to get out of this energy and heal yourself, because you're damn worth it, and you deserve a lot better. And I think you're going to end up getting a lot better. I'm sorry, where's that 10 of Pentacles? Right there. You're going to end up getting a lot better in your life and the experiences and the connections that you're with. But this needs to be come out of. This feels like a death. And it's a death of yourself, which is good, because you needed to shed this type of mindset. This is no longer healthy for you. You've been stuck here too long. All right, Aries, if this was helpful, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. And if you choose to donate, there's a link in the description box below. And I value your time and your consideration with my readings. And I know that they're not for everybody. And yeah, I hope that this was helpful. So I will see you in a few weeks, Aries. All right, take care. Happy September. Bye.